Look at us back, fancy new outfits because we're
right.
that cool.
And it's a different day.
That's right.
It's a
Totally
different
day.
day.
Wait,
See,
maybe
I've
we
got a
should
hat on. It's a different day. Hi, I'm Greg.
I'm Randy.
And I'm Grant. And this is
TV
the
Dudes.
Dudes.
Now this is a story all about how my life got flipped, turned upside down, and I'd like to take a minute, just sit right there. I'll tell you how I became the prince of a town called Bel Air.
We're talking about fall 2010. The new show's coming out starting in about a month here.
Yeah.
And there's so many shows to talk about that we figure it's probably going to be good to go ahead and say it's probably going to be a 2-part episode.
Yeah.
So we're just going to run down shows, talk about our thoughts, and then at the end give you our picks for what we think will be the big show for us during the fall. So we'll start off with a show I think a lot of us are excited about, which is The Walking Dead.
Series premiere Halloween on AMC, telling the best original stories on TV.
It's based on Robert Kirkman's Image comic Walking Dead, which is currently at issue 76. So it's been around a while.
I have the 5 so far hardcover volumes sitting on my shelf, and they just look gorgeous. It is one of the best comics I think out there. One of the best I've ever read, and it just deals with what if the zombie story kept going?
That's essentially all it is. Yeah, what if the really good like Romero style zombie stories kept going?
What do you mean? Like
What would it be like to live in a world
like here's your
where
arc.
the zombie apocalypse has happened?
Everything bad happened at the very end, and then let's continue that.
Yeah.
And then everything bad happened.
You live
and
in
then
this
let's
world
continue from
where
there.
civilization has collapsed and it's not getting better because there's zombies everywhere.
Right.
And
It's just
you're just trying to survive.
Story of survival horror.
Well, I'll probably watch it. It sounds
Yeah.
pretty cool.
Well, the zombie effects look great.
Yes.
The zombie effects look fantastic. The cast looks really good.
Frank Darabont.
Frank Darabont's behind it. It's an AMC, and AMC really can do no wrong right now.
Right.
It's an interesting fit for them because this is the first sort of genre TV they've done, I think.
Yeah.
Because Rubicon is 70s conspiracy, and
Mad
Men
Men
is
it's basically
period
it's basically a drama too. Breaking Bad.
Breaking Bad is a drama.
Crime. Yeah.
Crime
I
drama.
mean, most of all their stuff has been sort of realistic. This is their first genre outing, and but I think they're going to approach it with the same level of high quality and level of drama that they've approached everything else, and that's going to be interesting to see. Kind of like Lost was a level of writing above which you usually see in sort of a genre show. I think we're going to get the same thing with Walking Dead, where it'll bring in people who would never have watched a zombie show, but are going to watch it for the character.
It really doesn't look like that.
Like me.
Yeah, it really doesn't look
No.
like they're holding back anything, and it seems like they're even amping up some other crazy elements. They have like a tank in there at some point. I was like,
it's
very interested to see.
it's
where
a
they're gonna go with
6-episode order, which
Yes.
is interesting, very quick.
Wow.
But they've already announced the season 2. They've already gone to season 2, so it's getting a lot of buzz. I think we're all really excited to see where that goes. Next up on the list is it's a show from. Now I think we all liked Arrested Development. I don't know, Greg, were you a Arrested Development
I
fan?
liked it, but I wasn't crazy about it. But
Okay.
I have to catch up and rewatch.
So
did you start from the beginning? And go
I started
over?
from the beginning, but then I kind of fell out because
It is one of the most brilliantly
Oh,
written
man.
comedies of all
It
time.
is
but
great.
You
It's
have to watch it linearly because they
they
build
layer
up their
those jokes. Yeah.
And I think part of it was just I must have skipped an episode.
yeah.
Like in the
yeah, they
beginning.
can happen. I mean, that's
And then I just never caught. I don't even know how many seasons it was.
Because
It was
it was
three
really one of
seasons.
those shows that rewarded its repeat
Oh, yeah.
viewers
Yeah.
because
and you could
just
argue punished
pile
casual
on.
viewers.
Right.
Oh yeah.
But all the refugees from that show, I love.
Yeah.
And everything else
But
they do.
the point I'm getting at is that the guys who ran Arrested Development have a new show coming out.
Mitch Hurwitz,
Mitch
and Will
Hurwitz,
Arnett,
and Will Arnett, who played Job, is the lead.
and Tobias
And
Funke.
David Cross has just been cast after the pilot. He's going to be in. He's going to be inserted back into the pilot. And Kerry Russell, who is sort of the new addition of the. Everybody loves Kerry Russell, right?
Yeah.
I mean, the show called Running Wild.
This child cannot be moved.
Surely they could live with me for a while, don't you think?
Oh, I don't know. I mean, what's your exact diagnosis?
This child cannot be moved.
Kerry Russell,
I am going to make you a better man.
Will Arnett,
Not if I can make you a worse woman first. No, we're not laughing anymore.
Introducing Running Wild.
It is basically about Will Arnett's character is sort of this spoiled rich guy who.
It's kind of like Billy Madison.
Yeah. The Carrie Russell's the bleeding heart girl who's trying to make him be a good person, and he wants her, and so he's sort of trying to be a good person for her. The buzz on the pilot has not been great, but the word out of the Critics Association that just went on was that the creators were like, yeah, hey, we know it's not a perfect pilot, we're working on it, which is a good sign, and I'm inclined to give these guys the benefit of the doubt.
Yeah.
I mean, they did a really good comedy. Love Will Arnett.
They had a bad run with that other animated
show, yeah.
But I mean,
Yeah,
hopefully
nobody's
it was a
perfect.
fluke, and he has
Yeah, hopefully Arrested Development wasn't the fluke. That'd
Yeah.
be so sad.
Yeah, they hit it out the box the first time.
especially with these ongoing rumors that it's going to be made into a movie. They'll never end.
never gonna happen. I wish
yeah.
it would. So this one I know Greg is probably the most excited in the room about this
yes.
one. Boardwalk Empire, starring on HBO.
They've been advertising this for like at least a year, and just period piece Steve Buscemi, you got me.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And it's basically the story of Atlantic City in the 20s when Prohibition is just starts. And you see like Baby Al Capone and Baby Lucky Luciano and all those
It
cats.
sounds like it should be an animated series.
Yeah. Baby Al Capone.
Baby Al Capone.
Steve Buscemi.
And Martin Scorsese's doing
It's Martin Scorsese's thing.
It's about time Steve
One of the
Buscemi-
the
Sopranos people.
The
Right?
writer
Terrence Winter or something like that.
Yeah, who wrote for The Sopranos.
Yeah.
So,
one of the-
So it's you've
Big
got
guys.
all of them, and you've got a bunch of great character actors, but it's basically around Steve Buscemi's character. Who's basically he's not even the mayor of the town. He's like the city. He's like the controller or something of the city.
Right.
But he just controls everything.
Yeah.
And it
It's
looks
gonna be
it looks
1920s
great.
gangsters, man. It's gonna be great.
I mean, hey, they've got Michael K. Williams in it from The Wire.
Yeah,
He's
that's Omar.
who's like one of the greatest TV characters ever.
Yep.
So him in anything I will watch.
Yep.
But it's just it looks like it's done just right. It looks like they got the period down with all the costuming and everything. And it's just,
cinematography just.
I mean, it can't suck.
No,
It can't suck.
It's going to be. I mean, there's pretty much no way it's not going to be great. HBO
Right.
has a good track record. Scorsese, Steve Buscemi, 1920s, like I say. I mean, all those elements. Yeah, it's a no-brainer. It's going to be a
slam
great show.
dunk. Yeah.
Yes.
So speaking of slam dunks, there are shows that you know are going to be awful.
Over and under how many episodes will be on TV?
Yeah, where you don't know it's going to get yanked. Now one of them, it's based on a Twitter feed.
Yes.
So that's the first warning sign, right?
Done.
And this Twitter feed is shit my dad says, which is kind of funny as a Twitter feed.
Bye, Dad.
Goodbye, son.
Live with me!
What did you just say?
Where no dad should ever go.
I was just coughing.
But you were saying something while you were coughing.
What?
Live with me.
Excuse me?
Live with me!
All right, if it's so important to you, move in.
Bleep my dad says.
It's not that.
Yeah.
Funny. I didn't think it was that funny.
Yeah,
I
it's funny for a couple of minutes, and then you're like, oh, I'm going to go do work now.
Yeah, it's one of those jokes you kind of laugh at, and then it's over.
But someone on one of the TV networks said, you know what would be great? Let's take this Twitter feed, turn it into a half-hour comedy, and get William Shatner.
Well, you know who thought it was awesome? The kid who wrote the Twitter.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, he's like, I just roll in money. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
But
this will go the way of the caveman.
Right. Yeah, but if you're that guy, if you made the Twitter feed, it's
good
going
for
to be a
you,
great
man.
show for you.
William Shatner, though, I don't know. I'm just hearing horrible things about it.
Yeah.
The premise seems stupid. Not interested.
And they can't even call it by its name.
Yeah.
Well,
It's on network TV.
that already is a problem.
Yeah.
And then especially angry dad giving advice to his kids.
Yeah.
Are they calling
That's
it stuff my dad says? Or
I think they're going to bleep it.
Yeah.
it's going to be like
It's got
asterisk,
the asterisk. Yeah, it's got all that.
exclamation point
They should
T.
just let it say. You can say shit on like basic cable, no problem all the time. So you can say shit. I mean, I thought they actually said that in.
No, but they're being edgy by having that word.
You know what, though?
But I thought it was like NYPD Blue let them.
Yeah.
curse
Well, see, that's
like
the thing.
that.
If it actually was the title of the show, that at least would give the show some reason for existing, because it'd be like breaking new ground. They're
Yeah.
using the word shit in a title. It would have some. It would be able to have something that it'd be known for, as opposed to it's going to be the thing I think only people on Wikipedia will remember. And William Shatner will remember.
William Shatner.
Yeah.
It'll be a trivia question.
So pretty much a definite bomb.
Oh yeah, that thing's going.
Yeah.
And another one that now none of us have seen this. In
No.
fairness,
No.
but
I
first
saw
of
the
all,
I saw the preview trailer.
it is
Did you
displacing my beloved Parks and Rec to mid-season, and for that I hate it already.
Oh,
But
really?
outsourced.
Stand about American life. You hate your boss, and you don't like this company. Why not choose something else?
Why didn't you say anything?
Why didn't you say anything? I don't know how this country works. Watch out! You must jump!
Hi.
Hi.
I don't know how to explain it. In my world, it just makes sense to work your ass off just so you can have that 50-inch plasma.
Someone's got to train the new guy.
Which is about an Indian call center, isn't that right? Or is it?
Yeah, it's these people go, these white Americans go over to an Indian call center and hijinks ensue.
Right.
Exactly.
This is on NBC, which has a pretty strong track record for its
Sure.
otherwise Thursday comedy lineup.
But keep in mind how many
Yeah.
bad comedies
But
NBC has produced over the
Joey.
years.
They do
Joey
burn through
O'Connor.
a couple pretty good stinkers.
Now,
every
I mean,
year, so.
over when this is airing, the last 2 weeks there has been the Television Critics Association, and so I know Randy and I, and we all are on Twitter.
Yeah.
And we follow like a lot of the TV writers we follow.
Yeah.
And so they sat in all these conferences, and one of the conferences they sat in was for this outsourced show, and they were making comments like, the writers have never been to India. Not an Indian person on the writing staff. There's like all these
Right.
weird things, like these warning flags, like they're showing up these warning flags and these flares without saying this is a totally piece of shit, but just saying, that's curious. So I mean, it just seems like
Yeah.
it's gonna be terrible.
Yeah. Now there's they could pull it out. Maybe it's gonna be it'll be a terrible pilot because by all accounts the pilot's terrible, it's
Yeah.
god awful.
Right.
And maybe they'll second episode because Parks and Rec, which I love, did not start off strong.
No, it didn't.
In fact, I stopped watching it after
So did
about
I.
2 episodes.
So did
True,
I.
the second season.
And the second season was killer.
I figured this is kind of the similar thing with The Office.
Yeah.
The Office first season
First
followed
season's
the
really
BBC
weak, yeah.
version. I mean, it was good, but it just felt like a complete rehash of what I'd
Right.
already seen.
Right.
It wasn't until the second season when they got their legs and they were able to do their own
Right.
thing.
So let's we can't write off outsourced entirely, much as we might want to, so we can get our Parks and Rec back.
Yes.
But it's possible they'll recover. But they're starting from about 20 feet below zero.
Most likely another fail.
And then we have to keep in mind that it's got low expectations. So even if it's kind of funny,
If it's a little funny, it'll start getting good reviews.
Yeah, but
It
no,
won't
you
have
can't.
the users.
No,
the viewer rating.
no. We
Yeah.
still have to keep it like, okay, this is terrible, and okay, they've got
That's
one
right.
funny joke each show.
That's
but
right. It's got
still
to be
bad.
legitimately funny before
Yeah.
we cut it any slack.
Right, exactly.